The Richest Man in Babylon is a book written by George Clason in 1926, which is famous for its various personal financial advice given through a collection of parables set 4,000 years ago. In this video, we will address the key financial advice from it and how they can also teach us the path to wealth in modern times. So, stay tuned because most of the ideas in the book seem to be common sense, but that doesn't mean they are common practice. Therefore, don't skip any part of the video so you don't miss any valuable knowledge that we will share with you today. Now let's get straight to the video. Lesson 1. Pay yourself first. Make sure to give yourself 1 coin for every 10 coins you acquire. Before spending anything else, set aside at least 10% of your earnings to invest, regardless of how much you earn. In the book, there's an analogy between expenses and slavery. It's a powerful way to illustrate how your expenses enslave you to work for someone else. If you earn $3,000 per month and pay $1,000 for rent, it implies that you work for your rent for 10 days. If you pay $200 for your insurance company, then you enslave 2 days for them, and so on. That's how most of us end up paying everyone but ourselves. Now, some of you may argue that saving 10% for investment is excessive. Let's imagine you go to work tomorrow and your supervisor informs you that the company is in a difficult situation and you either get laid off or accept working for 10% less salary. I'm sure you'd be furious and complain for a while, but you wouldn't quit the job. After a while, you'd get used to the new circumstance and wouldn't notice the difference in your quality of life. Personally, I believe you don't need to start with 10%. You could even start with 3 or 5%. The most important thing is to start with a small amount so you can begin strengthening your saving muscles. One of the benefits of investing 10% each month is to use compound interest to make these 10% yield more and more rapidly over time. You can also seek other sources of income to enable you to invest an amount beyond the 10%. And in the long run, you'll be reaping great profits from this investment. Lesson 2. Take action and create your own luck. Chances come in the form of opportunities that you must seize at the right moment. The lucky ones are the men of action who are quick to seize opportunities and make the most of them. When it comes to making decisions, procrastination only leads to regret. The doers and the procrastinators had the same number of opportunities, but what distinguishes them is the number of possibilities they pursue. When the procrastinator sees the difference in outcomes, he begins to believe he was born into the wrong family, that the other person had a brilliant mind, and so on. Many people don't get rich because they don't take action. They study, buy courses, mentorships, visualize their goals, and that's all they do. One thing I really believe is that 80% of results come from practice, from putting into action what we've learned, and the other 20% comes from the knowledge we seek. Many people believe that if they imagine themselves living a rich life, money will appear at their doorstep. When that doesn't happen, they claim that getting rich is impossible, which is absurd. Take action if you want to achieve financial success and be wealthy. Lesson 3. Listen only to experts. In the book, there was a man who invested his money in foreign jewelry merchants with the promise of bringing rare jewels for a low price. However, he ended up being deceived and received fake jewels instead. If you ask me, relying on experts is insufficient. Before meeting with an expert, you should first learn about the industry and conduct your own research. My own experience has taught me 3 important lessons about experts, especially in the financial field. First, experts are people who are employed and paid by a company. So, whose interests will they advocate for? Mine or the company that pays their salary? Therefore, I'm generally skeptical of what they're offering me because it's usually in the interest of the company, not mine. Second, whenever some experts tell me that this is the best product to invest in, I always ask if they themselves have invested in it. Most of the time, I find out they haven't even invested in it. So remember, the best investment opportunities don't even need advertising. Most of the time, it won't even leave the office. When a real estate company or one of its employees discovers the best property, they don't go on the internet to inform everyone. They buy it for themselves. And lastly, it's about fees. Fees eat away at your profits, especially in the long term. However, fees are often presented as a minor concern. They usually say it's just a 1% fee and so on, and that it's not much or it's not a big deal. But remember that this adds up over time. Now, before we move on to the next lesson, if you like content like this, please give a like to this video, subscribe here to Tempted to Invest, and turn on the notification bell so you know when we post new videos. Count on us to assist you on your journey to financial success. Lesson 4. Don't let ambition disturb your judgment. There's a distinction to be made between having great aspirations and allowing ambition and greed to influence your decisions. When greed takes over, you start believing in irrational things and ignore reality. You're so desperate to be right that you stop questioning. Crazy things have been done before, but that doesn't mean you should believe someone who promises extraordinary returns. If you observe successful investors like Warren Buffett, you'll notice they invest quite conservatively. They prefer to build steadily rather than rush into a potentially dangerous opportunity. Lesson 5. Seek a constant cash flow. Many people fantasize about inheriting money or winning the lottery. However, any amount of money you gain will eventually return to zero, leaving you with nothing. Many people who receive a large sum of money spend it all in no time. You've seen people who follow a strict diet and lose a significant amount of weight quickly. However, since they haven't acquired the right habits, they eventually return to their previous shape and diet. The weirdest aspect is that most people who suddenly become rich are not better off than before. Surprisingly, their way of dressing, standard of living, and everything else are the same. Learning to ride a bike is similar to being rich. It's impossible to forget once you've learned, and no one can take that away from you. Therefore, seek a constant cash flow instead of wishing for a lump sum of money. Lesson 6. Invest in your ability to earn more money. What exactly does this entail? It means dedicating your time to improve your skills, education, and earning potential. This is one of the golden rules, yet it's often overlooked. When people graduate from school, most of them stop learning while others continue learning until they're 80 years old. They keep learning and improving. This gives them a significant time advantage. After work, the average worker goes home to watch TV. They make no effort to improve themselves. And those are the top 6 lessons we can learn from the richest man in Babylon. Do you have anything to add? Do you think they are still applicable today, knowing that the book was written almost a century ago? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching our video today. If you liked what you saw, stay tuned for more videos. See you in the next video.